So for anybody who was paying attention last week or what's been going on, recently in Newtown, there was a proposed draft ordinance, I think would be the way to say it. It was not being proposed as drafted. It was being used as a template to refer it to the Ordinance Committee, who would then decide if an ordinance needs to be created around protesting and rallying in Newtown. A lot of this was very directed at the Newtown Rock This Democracy protests or rallies, which I'm sure a lot of us have been to, which tend to have 1,000 to 1,500 people. It was a really, really interesting meeting. The proposal was technically being brought forth by the chief of police, but there was a few things about the meeting that I just think are worth noting, as I think they really speak to our country and our democracy and kind of what makes it great. Some incredible little moments. The first was when we all filed into that room, and then they realized that it was getting too packed. And then they realized that they were exceeding the fire limitations. So they could not let more people into the room. But instead of saying, well, we have to do this meeting regardless, they literally, the person running the meeting, I believe the head of the Legislative Council, stopped and said, well, we are either going to postpone this meeting or we're going to find another room that everybody can fit. So we ended up going across the road to the community center for a room twice as big. Estimates are around 200 people showed up for this. There was tons of speakers. The organizer of Bethel spoke, the organizer of Brookfield Rally spoke, our own Susan Boritz spoke, a lot of fantastic people spoke, including a ton of Newtowners. During this, I think it was really incredible how much this was based on principles and democracy. Not just that this was something they didn't want, but that to go in this direction was scary because these were rights they held dear. I found the passion, the care, the seriousness with which it was dealt with was so impressive. And I also found quite a few moments interesting. There was a number of business owners who were there to talk about how the rallies had actually affected their businesses adversely. How they thought they had blocked out parking and how attendees had not been kind to them when they said they couldn't park there. And in the moment, a few people got defensive. You could hear a few people angrily mumbling. But within seconds, everybody was on the same page. Our enemies are not our neighbors. They are not those who are being hurt by these things. We are not on opposite sides. And I was extremely encouraged to see two Rock This Democracy organizers go up after them and specifically say that this is something that needs to be addressed. That they want to talk to those business owners. They want to make sure that this is an important, successful event for them, because this is all about community. And by the time we got to the end of the vote, despite a board that is made up of 7 members of one party and 5 members of another, the vote was 9-2, with 1 person abstaining. The Legislative Council was not interested in referring this. And while I think that is a huge victory, it is meaningful, it was also wonderful to see it given its due process in that space. As much as I think a lot of us just wanted to look at it and go, this is terrible, absolutely not, it was nice to see it taken seriously by the members of those Legislative Council who knew that they couldn't just pass it off, that they had to stop, figure out why this cannot be referred, and stand on that. And the reasonings they gave were various, were strong. There was one member who said that while they might not agree with anything being rallied for at these rallies, they think their right to do it is the most important thing here. It was a truly town hall government night where we were there, we were seeing the process in action, people were speaking and making a difference, and by the end of the night it was clear that the community had been heard. So just to give an update on that situation, that's kind of how it went Wednesday night. It started at 7:30, I didn't get out till 10, and they still had the rest of the meeting to finish for the Legislative Council. But these are the nights, and I was so excited to see so many people there, so many fellow organizers there, so many people who are coming together to say, no, in this area, in our part of the state, in our communities, we will stand together. And I think that speaks to so much of what we've been doing over the last 5 years.